So, you know it's bad when even female dating coaches are like, yeah, to hell with this. Like, y'all are a lost cause, man. I mean, look at this shit. Like, look at where we at in 2025. We literally got this bitch. Look at this shit. We got a bitch who got a tape measurer claiming she wants a 6-foot guy or whatever. Can barely even fucking reach it. She wants a 6-foot guy who's real as hell and just this, that, and the third. And she's wearing a bunch of fucking makeup and fake fucking eyelashes. At least she's actually in shape, so I can't roast her for that. But it's just like, man, like, I can see why a lot of female dating coaches are like, to hell with this. It's just, women's standards are delusional. They just think that these type of guys that they want are just walking around everywhere. And if that were the case, then why aren't you with them? So, man, let's just see this nonsense. Entertainment purposes only.
Nice.
I just want you guys to know, there's no way that I'm gonna date a man that makes under 200K a year. That.
Hold up. Just hold up. Well, let's break this down. Damn, you're like short as fuck. If 6 foot is like that, and then you're all the way there, bro, you're like 5. You're not even 5 feet tall, bro. Want a 6-foot guy. That's okay.
Nice.
I just want you guys to know, there's no way that I'm gonna date a man that makes under 200K a year.
Guys, just take a good look. Take a look at this shit. This gotta be a fucking joke.
That don't even make no sense. I'm not trying to struggle. I can struggle by myself. Okay? Why would I want to struggle with a man?
Oh my gosh, that thing's hideous.
So if you're not making 200K, you can't date me.
Yeah, you gotta be joking, bro.
I only date millionaires, baby. Like,
yeah, no, you don't, because nigga, you only make you're willing to, concede to 200K, nigga.
You better get it right. Too many times you had it wrong. Don't be in my inbox. Working where? Where you work? That's the only question I got. Where you work? Then I could decide.
Stand up in the motor, bust the dashboard.
Okay, hold up. Having high expectations from men because my dad spoils me to the core and has never said no to me in his life. She nailed it, man. That's a lot of the problem. No, seriously, a lot of these guys, bro, because you could think for a second. A lot of guys who are married and had kids and stuff, yo daddy, all that shit, a lot of those guys were fucking simps. And they why do you think? You think true alphas, I hate that term, but you think true alphas is really out here like getting married like that? They're not, bro.
Okay, there are 8 million.
Because think about it for a second. Just, okay, maybe back in the day, okay, I get it. Like our parents, okay, I get it. But now in 2025, this is what you're saying. You're literally like busting out a ring, kneeling, and you're literally begging a girl to have all the power as soon as that marriage is, as soon as the marriage is in effect, and can leave it any time she wants and take half your shit. That's literally what you're begging for. You're begging for that possibility, and a very likely possibility too. Like, it's just, if that's not beta, I don't know what it is, man.
People in this city. Sounds like a lot, right? Half of them are women. So 4 million men. And then you gotta have some age limits. Let's say over 20,
keep it legal,
under 40.
keep it sexy.
Now it's a million.
Right. We're talking about 1 million guys.
But half of them are married. 10% are gay. I want someone college educated, not too ugly. So
There's your boyfriend.
I mean, at least you said not too ugly, but bro, like, your face is not it, bro. Body's on point though, for sure. But like your face is really not it, bro. It's just I'm on that type of time, nigga. I'm roasting all these motherfuckers, bro. At the end of the day, they want to talk about how men ain't shit, all this, that, and the third, want to undermine men and shit, and they don't even fucking hold up a fucking mirror.
I wish. He's gotta be taller than me. And he's gotta want kids.
Alright, when I grew up with a dad who could build / fix / solve anything, so now I think every man, yeah. Unfortunately, she's right. And a lot of guys probably aren't on that type of time, especially nowadays. Like that's where us younger guys, I guess. That's where we fucking up.
I'm on top, I ain't looking down.
It's your boyfriend's money and okay. He works hard to spoil me.
Alright, I saw one of my followers make a list of superficial dating requirements, so now I'm going to show you guys my list. Disclaimer, this is my preference. Again, it is superficial. If you want to argue, go argue with your mother, not me. Coming in at number 1, I need you to be at least 5'10". Listen, I'm a short girl. I'm only 5'2", 5'3". And this is where the logic comes in with that. If I'm wearing 3-inch heels, I am almost 5'6". If you are 5'7", 5'8", you're only 2 inches taller than me. If I can look you eye level, immediate ick. I don't want it. The difference between my height and your height when I'm wearing heels, it needs to be at a long distance relationship. You need to be bigger than me. And this is what I mean by that. I like to go to sleep in my man's t-shirt. I want to be like, hey babe, pass me a t-shirt.
I don't know, you pretty fucking big already, nigga. So what, you want no beast, nigga? Cause you already pretty fucking big.
Shirt, I need to be swimming in it. If your clothes fit me like my own clothes, you might as well be borrowing my clothes at that point. It's not going to work for me. It's going to give me another ick. I need you to know how to dress, okay? Because I'm bougie. I go out to hella events. I like to show up, show out on occasion. And there's a time and place.
I don't see why, because like there's nothing you can really show up or show out. Like I just don't understand why you'd like to do that, because I don't even know why you have confidence. You really shouldn't have any. Because you're really not even that cute.
Dressed like a bum, okay? And I don't need you to be embarrassing me. Number 4, you cannot be dating me and have bad teeth. I am a dentist. It is embarrassing if you...
I'm not gonna lie though, she got some big old joints. So that boosts up her notch. Okay, continue to talk.
We have Motto or Invisalign for straightening teeth. You don't even have to get the...
And guys, I'm messing. She's fucking cute, bro. I'd fuck with her. Like, I'm talking shit, alright? Like, she's cute. I'd fuck with her. So don't take everything I'm saying seriously. I'm rage baiting for sure.
Racist at this point. If you are collecting sneakers on a daily, you can be putting that money into monthly installments to fix your teeth. Also, please have good oral hygiene. I'm gonna need you to floss every day. Emphasis, every day. And to add to the teeth rule, if you're missing a tooth, goodbye. That means the decay was so bad, the tooth was non-restorable, and then you had to get it pulled. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This might be a controversial take, but I tried to date blue-collar men, aka men that don't have any type of degree. I'm not with it. I want a white-collar man. I have 3 degrees. I have my bachelor's, master's, and doctorate, so it kind of needs to make sense.
Yeah, and how much money are you fucking making is the question. With all that fucking student debt. That's the question. Are you going to reveal that? You're going to reveal how much money you're making with them 3 degrees? And then blue-collar guys will probably make more than your fucking ass? Alright, I'd like to hear it.
Education is very important to me. I'm also Asian. It's instilled into my culture. I want you to at least have a bachelor's degree. It's a non-negotiable for me. Next point, provider mindset. I'm going to need you to be making the same money as me or more. I'm going to only be dating in my tax bracket or higher, because let's be real. Men that make less money than me, and unfortunately it's a lot of men, they're going to feel incompetent. They're going to feel inferior because their ego gets in the way. I also want to retire soon. I want to be a part-time stay-at-home wife.
Well, how much are you fucking making? What's your tax bracket? Because with all them fucking credentials, you better be a fucking dentist. And not, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Bitch. Because I'm probably in your tax bracket or higher, motherfucker.
And if you can't help provide that for me, or provide the lifestyle that I can provide myself alone, then you're not adding anything to my life. Next. And lastly, I must like your voice.
Yeah, and I already don't like yours, bro. So, like, it already wouldn't work. And plus the provider mindset, okay, sure, I get that. Okay. White collar, okay, whatever. Yeah, you know your color's so white, like your skin's on it, and you can see like the brown marks, because I'm black, you know what I'm saying? You can see the brown marks of your skin all around the collar. Yeah, that's the type of guy you want. Okay. Good teeth, oral hygiene, for sure. Know how to dress, okay, can't be mad at that. Must be bigger than you. I mean, that's just being taller than you, right? So I guess she's not asking for too much. The thing that really pissed me off the most was the degree shit. Like, that shit really matters. It really don't.
This is a big one. If I match with you on a dating app, I'm going to send you a voice note. And then I need you to send me a voice note back. If I don't like your voice, I'm deleting you. That is all.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
These are my requirements for dating. Moving forward, I want the password to your phone, the password to all of your social media accounts. I want to know that I am the only woman that you are pursuing, even through the hard times. You're not seeking validation on Instagram, Snapchat.
Yeah, and does it go fucking both ways? That's the question. Are these just rules for him, and these aren't rules that you gotta abide by as well?
Or paying $9.99 to some ratchet hoe on OnlyFans. My body will be the only body that you want to see naked, or we're not gonna
Shit, it better be fucking good enough.
be together. If I'm not enough for you, we're done. Capiche? Capuche.
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
If he ain't paying, he ain't staying. Period. If you are a grown woman and you're dealing with a grown man who has his hand out at bill paying time, you with the wrong one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Broke men always think you want their money. What money? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Ladies, if you have to make excuses for your men instead of bragging on them, you got the wrong one. Okay? You need to wake up. You shouldn't have to make excuses every time someone asks you about your man and your relationship status and your financial status. That is not how it goes. If you have a man, a grown man that you're sleeping with, all you should be able to do is brag on him about how he did this for you, how he's helping you do that, how he makes you feel so good, how he does this for you, how he makes you feel like you're the best woman ever. That's all you should be talking about. You should be making excuses for him. Like, well, he didn't come home last night because of this. Or, well, he's having a hard time right now and because of this. And, well, he said he was going to do this. Okay, well, that sounds like a bunch of excuses and like your man don't even like you. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Today's video is about a female dating coach and matchmaker named Rebecca Lynn Pope. And I have to give her a ton of credit because she's choosing to make less money by being honest with modern women. And so, she has a message for these boss lady 304s types. Because their expectations have become so unrealistic that she has quit matchmaking for women. She made a video which got millions of views on YouTube, but I couldn't find the original video because I guess she either took it down or the feminists flagged it down, which I wouldn't be surprised about. The moment they don't like anything, they'll act like a Karen ASAP. It's their default setting. Anyways, I found a repost of it on YouTube, and it's about 21 minutes long, but I'll break it down to her most important parts of it so you don't have to watch it all yourself. So let's get balls deep into it. Before we get further into the video, let me get to the comment of the day. Shout out to Alien Bricks, who said, "The MGTOW movement grew because men are no longer fooled when masculinity."
Women are very, very unrealistic about their standards for men, dating, and marriage. So I'm going to give my opinion on this, and now listen, girls, I'm about to be very raw. I'm about to be very real. I'm about to just shoot it to you as just straight as I can because I'm hoping that this helps somebody. Because as you girls know, I'm a matchmaker. And for a large part of the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I stopped matchmaking.
Imagine you're making a living solely matchmaking for women, and they have become so entitled that you have to change careers. It's not like there's a shortage of single women, there's a surplus. Yet, they're acting like they're the last women on the planet, and they still don't understand that even if they were the last women on the planet, most men chose nothing over them. Which is very telling on how hard dating is in the West.
Bro.
In this video,
Like, I don't know, nigga. Like, I feel like the only way a lot of these chicks will get it is just a fucking sledgehammer, bro. Like, real rap, bro. Like, that's, I mean, like, that's the only way they'll get it, bro. It's literally like a sledgehammer that maybe reactivates a part of their brain that's just been inactive their whole lives. I don't know.
Is several years old now, so even less entitlement than currently.
And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally was I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females. And I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be. But this is nothing what men are. This is not realistic.
Women used to be right out of high school getting serious with a guy, usually her high school sweetheart that she falls in love with and they get married. So how many men does she have to compare him with? Maybe one other guy that she dated and kissed on the cheek before she met her husband, but probably none. The guy she married is most likely the guy she has been in the bedroom with, which means she can fully pair bond and he has 100% of her heart.
Damn, that's a really solid point, bro, because at the end of the day, bro, I heard, like, the amount of sexual partners a woman has, like, the more likely they are to divorce. I mean, it could, but let's be real, though. I could say it could be men, too, but 80% of divorces are initiated by women, so it's not like men are out here divorcing women like that. It's predominantly women. So, and then I heard about, like, partner 6, like, the the chances of divorce goes up drastically. But that's a good point. I mean, back in the day, yeah, motherfuckers, bro, you only really knew who was in your circle and stuff like that. So it's just too many options. Too many really fake options. A lot of these girls think they have a lot of options when they really in actuality don't. Yes, any girl can have sex. Okay, congratulations, you were born with the vagina. Cool. But how many guys are actually out here trying to fucking wife you up? That's your options right there. How many guys are trying to wife you up? And I can guarantee it's none for most of y'all motherfuckers.
And counting. But today's women, even the average looking ones, by the time they graduate high school, they've been screwing since they were in middle school. And more likely because of that, they hook up with the high school athletes who are physically the cream of the crop. Then they go straight to college and hook up with the college athletes. And if they're good looking enough, they hook up with the pro athletes and entertainers. So once modern women are adults, they can date men at the peak of their sexual market value. So how is the average guy who will only sleep with 3 women in his lifetime compared to those cream of the crop men, including financially and every other metric? It's going to be a letdown for a lot of these women in the West. Or they'll date multiple men and get the best quality out of each one, then start looking to build their perfect man. They want him to be funny because they had a fling with a comedian. They want him built physically because they dated the gym bro. But they want him to be smart as well because the gym bro was boring and that engineer that took them on expensive dates stimulated their mind. And they want the man to have money because they don't want to build anything. That's not fun. They want to be at the finish line and be shown a good time.
For who men are, how they think, what they value, it's just this preconceived, idea that women have of who men should be. But this is not reality, okay? So literally, the standards here that I see consistently in women that stay single, do not get married, and the difference between women and wives.
Look at what most guys would love to be with. A 7 who's friendly, fit, modest, has a great personality, and loves to cook. That's not a millionaire, or a professional athlete, or even an engineer. He could easily be 40% of the women in the West, if they had those goals. But most women today get suckered into the feminist lifestyle through indoctrination and with social media, and have motivation to build anything when a celeb is in their DMs promising a good time.
The second standard is this. You're comparing good men to, I can't say this, F-boys. I'm just gonna say it. You're comparing good men to the men that you've experienced previously who were not ready to be husbands, that you were just dating, messing around with. I mean, literally, there's a distinct difference between marriage material, men who are ready to be husbands, and these F-boys that you've been messing around with in and out of these situationships with for years. And so now you have this standard for a man and a husband based on these dudes that have just been playboys, fun, boy toys, whatever you want to call it, girls, okay? You can call it whatever you want. But now you set this standard to say he's supposed to look like this, he's supposed to act like that. Oh, you know what?
But wife me up and worship the ground I walked on and act like a beta simp. But be an alpha amongst everyone else. Yeah, I mean, makes total sense. Yeah, I mean, like, I may have a solution. Maybe every girl on this earth just needs to take 7 grams of shrooms and then they'll get right. They just need to go on a trip. They need to go on a trip and take 7 grams of shrooms, experience an ego death, and then they'll be alright. But the thing is, once it wears off and a few days pass and shit, they'll be probably back on their bullshit though, so probably still wouldn't work.
He's too corny. He likes me too much. He texts me too much. Yeah, because the men that you were messing with, you weren't even the only one. They don't text you right back. They don't call you right back because they have 8 more just like you.
I basically said the same thing earlier, and Rebecca Lynn Pope proved it. These men who were blessed genetically and won the genetic lotto, basically died and went to heaven and have 99 virgins to choose from in real life. Because today, women aren't requiring marriage to give it up.
Just being a good woman. So I'm thinking these women just want to marry. These women just want a good man. Nah, boo, that's not what they wanted. What they want is, if I'm going to pay this money, I want me a Michael Ealy. I want me a Boris Kojo. Well, look, boo, Boris Kojo's married. Last time I checked,
who the hell are those niggas?
These men are such a small percentage of the population. Do you guys understand that for a man to be over 6'2" is less than 3% of the population? And we're talking all men around the world, less than 3% of the population. Now you take out the gay guys and you take out the guys that are not black or whatever race specific that you prefer your husband to be, and you take out the men that are broke, and you take out the players, the men who are just not ready and who are not ready to get married, aren't even looking for a wife, don't want that responsibility yet. Think about these numbers. Less than 3%. Less than 14% of the entire American male population is over 6 foot. Less than 14%. And that's all the married men and the men in prison. All of them, girls. So you're sitting around here like, oh, he's got to be 6 foot. And he's got to look like this. And he's got to make 6 figures or 7 figures. When you start at just height alone, do you hear the percentage that I just gave you on just height? Just height. And if you add in what he looks like looking like Idris and making money like this and that, honey, look, you looking for the come up for real, because I don't know where he's at.
I think she's wrong. It's less than 14% of the male population in America that is taller than 6 feet. More like 10% or less. That's why I say the top 10% of...
Yeah, the real stat is that if you're 6 foot and above, you're taller than 14. You're in the top 14%. That's 6 feet and above. That's the stat. Yeah, taller than 6 foot is going to be even less than that. Like every inch after that really shrinks it down. You know what I'm saying?
Men. And it's hilarious that women complain about men seeing them as a piece of meat. Yet this dating coach said these women were trying to order their dream man like they were at McDonald's ordering a Big Mac with...
I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the female delusion calculator or whatnot. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. Once this video is over, we'll fuck around with it for a little bit, just for shits and giggles.
Guys. Also, let's just say these modern women pay a lump of sum of money and actually meet the man of their dreams. They're acting like it's a given that the dream is going to love them. And I'm willing to bet that these women are post-walls because they're spending money to find a man, so they're not the most attractive version of themselves, assuming they're attractive in the first place. What about their personality?
Which most aren't even, bro.
They don't want to cook nor
That's the
clean.
crazy part.
They're jaded by the Chads and Tyrones who hit it and quit it. How are these top 3% men, even though it's much less, are going to actually like these washed up thoughts? Actually, women don't need to pay money to find a man. They can work at Walmart and...
That you're bougie and vain and stuck up. And men don't like it. And you wonder why you can't keep a man. You wonder why nobody wants to be around you.
Didn't I just say that? That relationships and attraction is a two-way street. Even if there was mutual attraction, like one of these post walls won the lotto and some top flight man finds them attractive, there's 500 women just like that one woman waiting for their shot. Her personality has to be perfect or he moves on. She complains once or nags once or talks about her ex once out of the blue. She's disqualified.
No, it's just crazy though, because like even girls, if they're attracted to you, they'll play games just to, because it's they all even they want to control niggas that are high value too, bro, and they'll game themselves out the fucking situation, bro. Like it's just like these motherfuckers is dumb. They say girls are highly intuitive and this, that, and third. I can't tell because they make a ton of. If that was the case, then they'd be making a lot of good decisions. It's just some bullshit.
And he moves on to the next. Rebecca Lynn Pope brought a thought an actual NFL player, or at least former, and that still wasn't good enough. If you think cat ladies are miserable now, and Karens are out of control now, wait till these TikTok thoughts and IG thoughts hit the wall several times. A lot of these chicks with social media who have been flown out by the top tier men, they might delete themselves when reality finally hits them. We might have the great deletion of 304s in 10 to 20 years.
Literally, they're false standards. They're ridiculous standards. You know what? I'm not gonna settle. But in the meantime, boo, you're not even half the things that you have on your list as requirements for a man. You're not even half those things.
Well, he's a man. He can fucking do anything. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. I'm not supposed to do this stuff. He's a man. He's supposed to fucking put the whole world on his shoulders. Like, I feel like a lot of women think that if they were a man, like, their lives would be, like, a million times better. Like, they're, like being a man is some type of, like, superpower or some shit. Like life is just easier as a man, and, like, men are more capable on average, so that is kind of true. But, like, life is just more easy as a man, and that they'll just be ultra successful and rich just if they were just to be born a man. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
But you want that in a man. And you don't want to build with anybody. You don't want to build a life together. Listen, honey, you better find yourself a Build-A-Bear. You need to find yourself a Build-A-Boo. Okay? Somebody that meets some requirements of who you want in character, your values, integrity.
I'm going to stop right there, because these 304s have zero values and character. There's nothing to build with them. How could we build anything with these entitled bedwenches when they lived life on easy mode their whole dating life? To build something, there has to be some sacrifice, like downsizing to a one-bedroom apartment in a blue-collar part of the city because the rest of the money that can be used for a better place is going into a business. No vacations till the business has a profit of 3 years straight or until the man finally gets promoted. That's not an Instagram life they can flex to other thoughts.
I came from dating Mr. Gorgeous. I came from dating Mr. Trainer. I came from dating Mr. Baller. I was flying here and doing this and that. And at the end of the day, all of them were players. They were F-boys.
As you saw, the matchmaker herself had her fair share of being flown out until she quote-unquote settled. At least she's sharing her real-life experiences dealing with these top percentile men, which is what actually happens. Because at the end of the day, why should these 3% men settle when so many attractive females in the West are giving it up for free by the busloads? If he's a baller, these thoughts will drop their panties. If he's rich, they'll drop their panties. If he's got 1 million Instagram followers, they'll drop their panties.
I don't know about all that shit, bro. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that they actually gotta be attractive. Like, all those success things, I don't really believe is that. Because, like, never mind. I was gonna brag, but at the end of the day, bro, bitches is not trying to drop their panties for me, bro. And I feel like even if I was doing that PJ shit, bro, I really don't feel like bitches would want to drop their panties for me, bro. Because at the end of the day, I don't know.
If he's an entertainer, that'll drop their panties.
And that's just not how it works.
I don't know. Maybe they just play so many games where they just act like they don't fuck with a nigga or something. I don't know, bro. You never know what's going on inside their head, bro. I just try to put my best foot forward, be cool, and if they feel insecure and just weird and all types of shit, whatever they fuck they do, bro. Cool. If you're so beautiful and shit, bro, then us men are so fucking ugly and unattractive. Then why are you so insecure? Then, you know, like, why you show such insecure behavior? Like, make it make sense.
Because until a man is ready, he is not going to choose you. It doesn't matter how you put it down in the bedroom. It doesn't matter what kind of values. It doesn't matter how big your butt is and what you look like.
That does matter, by the way.
He is not settling down. And literally, I'm literally writing this. So my compromises came because I had these standards just like most of you that were way up here because I had all these experiences that created an appetite. It created a false standard in my life of what
created a monster
I deserved or what I thought I needed. But yet it was a false standard because none of them were men of God.
And there you go. More proof. As I've said in the past, these harlots go to the church to sucker a great man into their 304 retirement plan, called marriage. And that's what this buzzer beater did.
Damn.
Coach Greg Adams came up with that term, which means a female at the very least minute before she hits the wall suckers a man to marry her. Just
the
like
buzzer
this
beater.
coach did when she realized
That's
that
insane.
she didn't get a real relationship from the athletes, CEOs, and entertainers. She found someone to take care of her. She made a virtue out of a necessity. She wasn't asking those athletes if they were men.
At least she locked someone down before it was too late. Because women, like, they have that, like, it's so easy for chicks, bro. They can easily lock a guy down. It's just they're playing a game of blackjack, and most of them bust, bro, because they too greedy, man.
Of God first, and
too greedy and don't really know where they truly at, bro. Because in the day, a lot of it is the top tier guys who are simps and the top tier guys that fly them out and do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, they should know. They just want the cheeks, bro, and at the end of the day, it ain't really tricking because they got it.
All she cared was that they were rich, famous, had six-pack abs, and so on.
And so, like many of you, I had these standards. I had a type. Let's be real, girl. I had a type. My type was businessman. My type was CEO. My type was getting it done. My type was literally go-getter. 6- and 7-figure men running companies. Those are the only kind of men I was in relationships with. Okay, that's what I was committing to. I played with some boy toy from that.
You mean that they were? You think? Yeah, you were committing to, but they didn't commit to you. Where them niggas at?
F-boys, okay, girl, boy toys. I played around thinking I was trying to be serious because of lust. So many of you have fallen in lust, and then you think, and now you want love, and you're trying to compare it to lust. And that's not how love works. So you date Mr. Gorgeous and he's got the six-pack and he's 6'4" and he's chocolate. And then you date the Mr. Baller and he got money and you in the Benz and you whipping and you flying and you drinking and dinner, whining and dining. And at the end of the day now, you created an appetite for yourself, or you, better yet, maybe you haven't even experienced it for yourself like me, but you want it. So you're on Instagram and you're looking at people's lifestyles and you're looking at people on the scene, traveling and doing all this and comparing yourself and saying, why can't I have that? I want that life too. And then when a good man comes along, you're comparing him saying, no, he's not giving me that lifestyle. I want that I see other people having. I deserve that. I'm just as pretty as that. I need to get me a man that's a baller too. And so now you have these false standards, whether you've experienced it or whether you just want it.
Let's say her husband that this dating coach married saved up for a trip to the Caribbean, and he even bought her first-class tickets. That's not as impressive as going on a CEO's private jet. Her husband gets a 4-star hotel room with an amazing view of the beach and room service. That's not the 5-star treatment she got when she quote-unquote dated the business.
See, that's the problem, that she don't really fucking like you then at that point, bro. She's really just liking you for your utility, and yeah, unfortunately, that's what, as a guy, that's all your value really comes into play, really, is your utility, especially as you get older. Maybe when you're young, you can just live off looks, but after a while, bitches will want something more than that. Especially as they get older, they'll be trying to lock down some, their retirement plans called marriage and stuff like that. So, I mean, like, as a guy in this world, you're only as good as what you can do, provide, how you make them feel. They don't really love you, bro. They just love the things that you can do for them and all that shit, man. Like, Which is pretty fucking cold, but as a guy, you just gotta understand no one gives a fuck about you.
And CEO. Nothing her husband or most men can do can impress these attractive modern women, because likely they've been there and done that. You buy a boat for your local lake so you can wakeboard and water ski, but they've been on a fat, hairy, crusty man's yacht in the middle of the Mediterranean. You can't make this shit up. The dating coach literally had many millionaires at her fingertips, and she came out empty-handed. She quote-unquote dated them, but none of them put a ring on her finger. This is the most modern women who are a 7 or above. They will have had multiple chances with their dream men, while the average man would be lucky to find one lady worth marrying in the West. And because of the marriage laws, he can't even get married to her because it's a big risk. This is why men go MGTOW and or become a passport bro. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts.
Alright. Let's see some comments real quick. And I want to pull up that delusion calculator and just show you guys an example. And it'll be a quick example. Modern women want the authority of a man, the privilege of a woman, the accountability of a child. Sounds about right to me. That woman, the ugly woman that like this can't be real. Yeah, she couldn't pay a man $200K to be seen with her. That's crazy. Most men adjust to being alone, while most women do not. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking used to it. Yeah, if a woman asks for my height, I'm gonna ask for her weight. Only fair, right? Men don't need coaches for a game that they no longer want to play and can't win anyway. Yeah, so let me pull this shit up. Still up? Cool, it is. So let's just say exclude married, any race, 20 to 40, minimum height 6 foot, minimum income 100K. Find out. You know the 666s? So less than a fucking percent, bro. And and that's not even really like that crazy, to be honest. But the 666 thing is it's less than 1% of men 20 to 40 years old. So it's just ridiculous. So let me actually let me put in something that's so average, okay? Any color or shade. And I didn't even hit exclude obese, but we'll put minimum height 5'7". Minimum income 40K. 20 to 40. I'm gonna see if this calculator is accurate. Okay, 21% chance you find someone. Delusion score, that's fucking insane. I don't know. I feel like this calculator is kind of skewed towards just making bitches more delusional, but you guys get the point. End of the day, if you guys are out here like tripping about like, you know, bitches not fucking with you and shit like that, end of the day, bro, it's really not you. And plus, you probably can't self-improve yourself out the situation. It takes two to tango, and if it's coming from a dating coach, it's really the problem's women, man. So you just gotta understand that, and you gotta just be comfortable being alone. Now, I do believe that not all women are like this, and there's probably someone out there for you, but shit, honestly, most guys out here in the West, bro, just have a better chance of just getting a passport and going to Southeast Asia, bro, or some shit, bro. Like, you just have a way better chance because you're just gonna have to sift through a lot of bullshit over here. So I'll leave you guys with that. Hopefully this video was informative. So don't beat yourself up. At the end of the day, it's just kind of fucked up out here, man.